Welcome back to Studio F, where on Fast Time with Willy B, we'll be reviewing Jurassic Park as we get ready for Jurassic World Rebirth. Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Russ, hit it.
Welcome back to Fast Time with Willy B. I'm Willy B. I've got Tony with me. Tony, how we doing, man?
I'm doing all right, boss. How are you?
Doing well. Good to have you on. This is your first episode here, and you're starting off with 7 movies in a week, so you'll get your own playlist, because once you hit 7 movies as a guest, you get a playlist. So
Really?
look at that. Took you 1 week.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah, we'll have a Fast Times with Tony playlist that will be going up this week. So make sure you check that out if you want to listen to all of the Jurassic Park movies. But we're going to start here in 1993 with the original, the one that started it all, Steven Spielberg, who is the king of summer blockbusters, does it again. Obviously, he's in the director's chair. Cast-wise, we've got Sam Neill playing Dr. Grant. We've got Jeff Goldblum, who is a pretty big name. We got him playing Ian Malcolm. We've got Richard Attenborough playing Dr. Hammond. And then we got Laura Dern playing Ellie Sattler. We get all of these guys back in various ways throughout the franchise, but they are the big ones in this movie. We also got Samuel L. Jackson, who plays a minor supporting role in this movie.
And you know what's crazy? I was watching the movie. My mom pointed out to me. I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah.
And
Hold on to your butts. Yeah. Yep. It's definitely one of his more minimal roles in his career, but that's a pretty big name in this movie.
Oh yeah.
But we'll start with the good. And I don't know about you, but when it comes to this 1993 original, this is where I stick it all. I don't have any mal or bad to say about this movie. But we'll start with the good, because you're kind of giving me a look like you might have something to say.
I mean, I don't really have much, but it's like if you are a Jurassic Park fan, obviously you look at all the dinosaurs. I mean, my favorite one growing up was not a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but a Triceratops. I just liked all the armor that was on it, and then the fact that it had 2 horns sticking out, but like also a nice pointy nose.
Yeah.
But it was like rigidly strong, and I was big in the dinosaurs growing up too, so
I love
they were like
dinosaurs.
very protective over their own, and I love my buddy and love all my fellas, so like I'm very protective over my guys, so I like to say in that correlation is where I get it from. But when you think of a dinosaur, just like an all powerful, like most dominant apex predator, you think of the T-Rex.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing that I took away from it, the best was they had their encounter with the T-Rex negatively, but then in the end the T-Rex saves their ass.
Yeah.
Like when they're in the chow hall,
Yeah.
or like maybe the museum part or whatever,
Yeah.
the T-Rex saves them from the 2 velociraptors about to mess them up. So that was my favorite thing. The only bad thing I had for it, I think Ned.
Wait for the bad and the bad. We're talking only good right now.
Only good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my biggest thing for me, but overall the film, loved it.
In my opinion, the first Jurassic Park is the most iconic movie of all time. I'm not saying the greatest movie of all time. It's up there. But like when I'm thinking pop culture icon, it's in the conversation.
I'll give it to you.
Like Jurassic Park, Jaws, Wizard of Oz is another one that's just, in that conversation. And all for various reasons. Wizard of Oz was big. That first movie with color. Jaws started the summer blockbuster. Jurassic Park was huge in the advancement of special effects.
Oh yeah.
Especially when it came to computer generation. And so, there's a lot of movies today that wouldn't look how they look without this movie doing what it did for that. But it's just one of those movies that I have no notes from start to finish. To me, it's peak nostalgia as well. I think this movie, every time I watch it, just makes me feel like a kid again. It was one of the first movies I ever watched. But from the start to where you're getting the foundation of... I mean, it starts wickedly with the dinosaur getting the guy through the crate.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, buckle in, we're in. But then it jumps to like this, these digging sites, and then you meet John Hammond, who's trying to get these scientists to prove his park. And so you're like, you're getting through all of this. This is where you're meeting the characters. It's a super well done way to meet these characters. It's how you meet Grant, it's how you meet Sattler, all of these people. And then you get them on the island, and you get that iconic scene where
they're just driving around, and then all of a sudden Dr. Grant looks, and he's just jaw dropped.
The Brontosaurus is there, and he turns Sattler's head, and
she's also starstruck, and Hammond, welcome to Jurassic Park.
Dude, that iconic.
Oh yeah.
And we get the main theme here, and while we're on the subject, the music in this movie is fantastic.
I think it's very well done.
John Williams, the composer, he obviously is one of the greatest to ever do it. He's done Jaws, Jurassic Park, E.T., Indiana Jones, Harry Potter. He's a very good composer when it comes to, especially, movies. And he just knocks it out of the park with this one. I think that the music is a big part of what carries this movie along. And it's almost like in a movie where there is a lot of horror elements to it, the music is almost whimsical. Like, it has a magic to it. It makes you feel like you're at Jurassic Park with these scientists.
Absolutely.
So the music's huge, but that scene is where we get the and they're looking at the brontosaurus.
And you see all the animals going through. I believe they're around a body of water at that point, but
yep.
Just the backdrop of the scene, the vast variety of dinosaurs that were there.
Yeah. All
you were missing was, again, the apex predator, but you get that down the road.
Yeah. And speaking of which, obviously now in 2025, these dinosaurs don't look perfect, but they still look pretty good for being 32 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean with the effects and what it did and pushed. Obviously, the T-Rex looks fantastic in this movie. But yeah, from there, we start getting the little tour going on, and in my opinion, my favorite scene of the movie is probably the T-Rex paddocks breakout. Not in the middle when he breaks out of the paddock, and you get Alan Grant with the flare and.
Yeah, Hammond's granddaughter, major fumble, couldn't turn off the flashlight.
Yeah,
T-Rex throws the goat leg on top of the Jeep.
Yeah, I just love that scene because that's where you get the most tension. That's where you really get the feel that the T-Rex is the big bad, is the apex predator, and he is now out. And all while this is going on, and the reason this happens is because you have Dennis Nedry, who's going behind the back of Hammond, giving, and then he has his run with the Dilophosaurus, which ends in, if you're rooting for the park, ends in the best way possible, because that guy was kind of a scummy, but...
Karma's a motherfucker, man.
He ain't good, and he gets his. But, which is also a cool scene, the Dilophosaurus. Yeah. Underrated dinosaur with the venom spit.
I never got behind that.
No?
I mean, I'm not saying it's not a real dinosaur, obviously it is, but...
Yeah.
I wonder, like, he kind of just sat there and watched it as it, portrayed, like, put up its hood, and it's like, okay.
I mean, what's he gonna do? So, these movies are based on a book, and I've heard the Nedry, like, kill is really
gnarly
in the book. Like, I heard, like, the Dilophosaurus slice his stomachs open, and then the intestines start falling out. Then he gets spit in the face. Like, I haven't read the book myself, but I've heard the Nedry kill is gnarly.
I gotta give it a read. I never read it.
I want to read it. I have it.
You have
just
it?
haven't,
You gotta dust it off.
Just so into movies. I know. I need to bust it out. I need to read more.
We're in the age of 2025. I mean, the book turns into a movie at some point in time.
Yeah. But no, the Nedry cool is really cool. But then that T-Rex breakout scene, I just think that's one of the most iconic scenes in cinema. You've got, I mean, that shot of the T-Rex staring at Grant while he has the flare out, and you have the rain, and you have the Jurassic Park car in the background. Like, I've always said if I were to ever get a big tattoo, I'd just get that scene, that shot blasted on my back.
On your back?
Yeah.
Lord.
But that's...
It's going to be a lot of numbing cream for that one.
So I probably won't ever. But
maybe the logo.
Maybe.
The logo.
I mean, I've Dino DNA. Yeah, that's my dude. He started it all. But no, that scene to me, that's just... I not only just, like I said, the tension and the horror you get from this T-Rex, but... It's shot so well. It looks so good. It's nostalgic.
Yeah, especially what they had, like you said, for special effects and everything. Yeah. And in the not the newer, but like in the earliest Jurassic Parks, and include World, the first one, I think that was probably the best one, in my opinion, for special effects.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when we're at 2015 at that point, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know, obviously, with them starting off with that, it was so hard to get something like that. But for me, I was like, Mom, is this real?
Yeah.
I was like, is there an island somewhere off the coast that we have no idea that's about? But I mean, obviously, growing up and ruining my childish dreams. But I think that's great. One also thing I like, everybody who's, and it's a common theme throughout all anybody who's like done something morally bad or like greedy, they get theirs. What was it? I think Hammond called him the blood sucking lawyer. That was with the grandkids.
He's the one that gets eaten on the shitter.
Yeah, because he got scared and dipped. I was like, Also, you're looking at this.
Left the kids in the car.
Yeah, this 40-foot beast stare you in the face as you're taking it. Well, not taking shit, but on the shitter, trying to wipe your eyes. Like, am I dreaming?
Yeah.
Newsflash.
Yeah. No, it's so good. Another thing I really like is because from that scene, obviously this is where we get the iconic T-Rex chase, and you get the mirror shot that says objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear. And it's the T-Rex in it, and Ian Malcolm's laying in the back, all laid back, like go faster, go faster.
Go faster. I think we should put a little more pep in the step.
Yeah, but from there, that's where Grant is now stuck with the kids, and it's cool because early in the movie, you hear him talk about how much he hates kids when that kid calls him out on the Velociraptor being a 6-foot turkey or whatever.
Yeah,
he talks about how he never wants to have kids, and what's cool is in his character arc, you get to see him kind of like
warm up,
step in, and he really does everything for these kids until the end of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, their grandfather wasn't doing shit. He was stuck at the lab.
Once that car got shoved down in the tree, you get the scene where they're feeding the brontosaurus, which I think is just, once again, another beautifully shot scene. I can't say it enough. Most of the scenes in this movie, and that's just Spielberg's direction.
Yeah.
Just beautiful. The best shot I think you could get. Great cinematography. Just all of it's gorgeous to watch. And even though this park is like, you see what happens when things go wrong, it's still just like, I'd go.
You would still...
Oh, yeah.
No.
If they made a Jurassic Park, dude, I'm going.
No, I would be too scared. I love dinosaurs, but the up close...
I mean, you go to the zoo and, like, a tiger or a lion can get out.
Solid. I mean, it's a solid point. But it's more like I'll just sidetrack. Like, when I watched... what the hell is that movie? Scratch it. Anyway.
I was going to say, there's a lot of movies like AI, and people still mess around with that.
Yeah, well, I get it, but for that one, it's like just...
Jaws 3, the tunnels in the aquarium burst open.
Oh, I was scared to enter the ocean once I watched Jaws.
Yeah.
Any of them.
That's what that movie did.
Yeah, I'm cool.
But, like, that's what I mean, like... I don't think it's ever going to happen, because I think we have 6 movies that prove it's probably a bad idea. But if it ever did happen, God, I think it'd be kind of cool.
Oh, hey, The Simpsons predict a lot of shit coming up at this point.
It's one of those situations where it's like... What are the odds it happens to me?
I don't know, the way how much we've come through, and this is something I really mess with because they bring in the realism in it. How much science has progressed since when they did that?
Yeah.
And obviously, as we cover ones later down the road, how they're able to manipulate a lot of stuff, dino DNA, the exact character.
Yeah.
And we'll get in that later, but I think that's awesome how they're able to. What was it? The mosquito was stuck in amber that was on John Hammond's cane.
I think it's all the lore is great.
Yeah, and they use frog DNA to link some of the missing pieces, and they're able to, like I said, spit out here the Tyrannosaurus Rex or the Velociraptor.
And then I love the connection with like the frog DNA had a gene where it can switch genders, and that's how they start like making babies.
Yeah.
Like I think it's very well thought out.
And the most naive part is just humans alike. They think they're able to just control every aspect when you literally, excuse my French, screwed yourself by adding in that DNA of having the capability of producing asexually, and you thought they could never do it.
So it is. It's true in science in general. Like everybody's just obsessed with can they do it, and they never think should they. That's what the quote is. Like, and that's the point. Like they're like, oh, we can do this, and nobody ever stopped to say, should we do this?
And like for those who are believers in another power, like defying God, I don't believe there was any. Might have been a point in time where humans and dinosaurs both grazed the earth at the same time.
Probably, I don't think so. No.
Until this came in, and then you see obviously the two clash.
I guess all we know is what science has told us, that dinosaurs and humans have never existed.
Dinosaurs and shit.
I guess we don't know. I mean,
I guess not, but
if science is wrong, maybe dinosaurs and humans did coexist before Jurassic Park.
And if they did, I mean, obviously we look how it went.
Yeah.
Better run and hide some way.
No, I get what you're saying though. Like this is, and that's what would be so intriguing about the park, is like to say you saw a dinosaur in real life. That
would be pretty sweet.
That's what I'm saying.
The only way to add to it, to me, to be honest with you, was like pop a couple edibles or something like that, and just like pull up, like pull it, watch him like get fed. It's like, oh no way.
That might be too much.
I could probably get down with that.
But no, it's such a good movie. And then from there, we get some the Raptor kitchen scene with the kids.
Oh,
also a fantastic scene.
I was scared for them.
That's a tense scene. There's a lot of good tension in this movie.
Definitely.
It's carried by tension when it comes to the horror, at least. But yeah, man, it's... and then that's obviously the ending where we get the raptors versus T-Rex, and you got the iconic when dinosaurs rolled the earth sign that
when it falls the T-Rex looks back, has
gives the
its
roar.
signature pose roar, and then like I said, they're picked up by the helicopter. And what I liked, you would think it'd be done at this point. Dr. Hammond and Dr. Grant said they both agree to not endorse the park.
Yeah.
And
first time they agreed.
Yeah.
No, it's like I said. There's just not enough good things for me to say about this movie. It's this, and I always say this and Jaws were the two movies that really got me started when it came to movies. They were the first two real movies that I watched. Obviously, as a kid growing up, you watch all the Disney stuff and all the kids' movies. But this and Jaws were like the two movies where it clicked in my brain. Like, damn, movies are awesome.
I don't know. What got me is like you said, with Disney movies, you can play one of the Disney princesses songs, and you could have even not watched Jaws or Jurassic Park. Just start playing the theme song, and if you can't pick it up, I don't know what you're missing out on.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, those two scores are two of the greatest of all time, and it's funny too because like, it's not even just the score. I mean, I feel like even if you haven't seen the movie, everybody's seen at least the T-Rex breakout scene. You know what I mean? Or at least seen the final roar.
Yeah.
Or has at least seen the raptor kitchen. Like, yeah, especially in the age of social media and you're running through Reels and TikToks, I'm sure. Like, it's been seen by everybody. But I always say, like, to me, Jurassic Park is a movie that I don't know if I've met anyone that hasn't watched it. And that's why I consider it the most iconic. Because you can ask people about Jaws. I know a bunch of people that haven't seen Jaws. I know a good amount of people that haven't seen The Wizard of Oz. I know a good amount of people that haven't seen The Godfather.
I mean, for the originals,
But Jurassic Park, it just feels like a movie that everybody watches at some point in their life.
Especially for our age group. I mean, for The Godfather and Jaws, I know those are originally pretty old
yeah,
films.
70s. Yeah.
Yeah, and just depending on... I got hit the Jaws from my mom.
Yeah.
And the original Wizard of Oz and all that stuff. And some folks have, younger parents, and they haven't been exposed to that yet, but...
Yeah. Jurassic Park, though. Everybody's seen it. If you haven't seen Jurassic Park, let me know.
You better go see it.
Yeah.
If not, especially this one that's coming out next week, you better go see it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Continuing with the good, I mean, I kind of already mentioned it. Everything on the technical side, I enjoy. Like I said, I already mentioned camera work. I already mentioned the score. I already mentioned the cinematography. But really, it's a movie where I watch every scene and it fits. I watch every shot and it's what I could only imagine is probably the best shot you could get. It's just like, in my opinion, this is one of my perfect movies.
One of your perfect movies. Mm-hmm. It's that far up for you.
Yeah, I think I have 11 total perfect movies, and this is one of them. Yeah.
Okay.
I truly have no notes when it comes to this movie. I think the acting is fantastic. I love Sam Neill. I think he's a very underrated actor. He's Grant. Jeff Goldblum. You know what you're going to get from him. He's done a lot of great stuff. I love Attenborough as Hammond. I mean, I don't know if I can picture anybody else playing him. And then Laura Dern's obviously great too. And even our supporting characters. I mean, Nedry, Samuel L. Jackson, all of those guys. The kids, Ariana Richards and Joseph Mazzello. I think they're both great as well. And kid performances. I think always kid performances are even more impressive. But... So, when it comes to acting, it's all great. When it comes to the direction, it's all great. When it comes to just everything, it's great.
And you have no negatives for this film?
None.
None whatsoever?
No. Do you have anything else in the good?
I'll say I could get, respectfully, I could probably get on my knees and blow the film as much as I could. I loved it so much.
Yeah. This first one it's one of the greats. My dad and Uncle Rob got to watch this out in California when it premiered because he's living out there for the Navy.
Really?
And he was like, dude, it was the most kick-ass thing ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I always envy that story.
Just throw on like a drop-down screen on an Air Force carrier.
Yeah. But
that would be dope.
So, do you have anything that matter bad?
My only thing negative-wise, I said, it was only towards the one actor, and it was Nedry.
Okay.
Like, for me, if I'm picturing someone like being slimy, snaky, devious, respectfully to him, and no personal shots at him, I'm not looking for no pudgy nerd to try to pull off the most dastardly heist.
That's fair. He's very accurate to the book.
And I understand they're sticking to the book, so
yeah.
I can't fault them for that. Only if I don't know. I could see like maybe the nerd maybe like gets picked on, or I want that claim to fame, or he's promised as he has promised riches and maybe some babes or whatever. I did like the what's the shaving cream brand?
Oh, the Barbasol shaving cream.
I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah,
but I like
hiding it in there.
I like that one, but I don't know. For me, I think he didn't fit my role as what I thought would be like one of the most, at least the main antagonists in this film.
That's right.
I think he played his role very well, though.
Yeah, I like him. Another character that these two kind of like remind me of each other is the guy that kidnaps Woody in Toy Story 2. They remind me of each other. Just the chunky grease balls.
Was it the same actor?
I don't know if it was the same. I mean, it kind of sounds.
That's
kind
of
sounds like him. We'll have to look that up. But no, I have no notes. So this is I already said a perfect movie for me.
This was my first movie review, and I tried my best to go off notes as I showed you earlier.
No, no notes as in I don't have anything bad to say.
No.
Yeah.
Besides my one thing, everything else.
Cool. So we can hop over to our final thoughts and ratings. What do you want to leave off with the first Jurassic Park, and what do you give it out of 10?
And I don't want to glaze. That's the only thing. I don't want to glaze. For me, it's one of my favorites. But I mean, for those who are not into prehistoric stuff, I don't think you'll like it personally.
Yeah.
But you gotta have an open mind to at least evolution. If you're into evolution, understanding how far the human race and just history has come from way back when to now, and how they tie that into each other, I'm giving this at least a 9.8.
9.8? Okay.
9.8.
I can respect that.
The minimum would be a 9.2. But it's at least a 9 and up. It's just such an iconic film.
For sure. For me, I mean, if I'm saying it's a perfect film, it's 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. It is a 10 out of 10 for me. It's a movie that I've, at this point, probably seen 50 to 100 times in my lifetime. I usually visit it 3 to 5 times a year. It's
it was nice to go down memory lane because the last time I watched these films, it may have been the best year I ever lived in 2016.
Yeah. My favorite watch of this actually was probably a few years ago. We went to Blossom and they did it in concert where they had the movie showing on a screen and the Canton Symphony Orchestra played the score while the movie played. And it was, dude, I started crying.
Just being, you're in the presence of just that symphony.
Because it's such an iconic soundtrack too.
It brought you to tears.
Oh, dude. I looked at Corey and I was like, it might be a 12 out of 10, dude. This movie's so good. And that just made it even better. Hearing an actual symphony play it too.
Where the hell was my invitation? I would have pulled through.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were such a big fan until we were talking about the new one coming out. So I'll think of you next time.
I told you we got next week.
Yeah. If they do it again, you're the first person I'll text.
Oh, I'm there.
I hope they do it again. Dude, in a heartbeat, I will be buying tickets to that. It was so cool.
If they did it just an infinite amount of times, you'd be there every time.
As many times as I can afford. So probably once. No, I'm kidding. No. But yeah, I mean, some of the things I even missed, set design is also in the good. I know we're in our final thoughts, but the Jurassic Park cars and the Chow Hall in the main center where the T-Rex, the way it's set up, and it's just, there's so much attention to detail. The iconic Jurassic Park entry sign, the entryway, the doors. There's just so much to it that it's attention to detail. It's perfect direction. One of the best to do it. It's fantastic acting, and it's dinosaurs, man.
I think I changed my mind. I would go if it was an actual thing on an island. I'd save up as much money as I could just for a one-time experience.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta go once.
But I need some reassurance from the either the CEO or the fucking manager. Everyth's online.
We could go together, and then the movie could be about us. The next movie.
Well, I promise you, I'm not waiting to get eaten. I'm doing the dash.
Well, yeah, we'll fight off the dinos.
Fight off.
Yeah, 1v1. Well, 2v2 or 2v1. Us two against T-Rex. Who's winning? T-Rex.
More than likely. I'm not moving. I'm sitting very still.
Yeah.
That's he's like, nobody move a muscle.
Yeah.
And everybody starts scattering like rats. And he's sitting there like, Jesus fuck.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if we both stand still, we're good.
Yeah, I think we have more common sense than those who actually ran the park.
It's movie common sense. I mean, I guess if you're going to complain about anything, there's that. But even then, like, this is one of the smarter movies I've watched when it comes to that. I mean, and you're dealing with scientists. These characters are supposed to be scientists, but, like, let's be real. The lawyer that's not a scientist, he probably would skedaddle pretty quickly.
Yeah, he probably would.
In real life. Like,
not sure if someone would take...
If somebody tells you not to move and you know nothing about dinosaurs, you're probably just saying, fuck this.
Yeah, every man for himself.
Yeah.
Like, I said, it probably was an L move to go sit in the shitter. Like the thing can't blow down the door. Yeah. But, like you said, he's a lawyer, doesn't know anything. Duck and cover.
Yeah, exactly. So, that'll do it for Jurassic Park. Tony, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you all for watching. If you like what you're watching, check out some other videos. Hit the subscribe button or follow the social links down below. Anything is appreciated. We'll have the next 2 parks and 4 worlds once Rebirth comes out coming your way this week, so make sure you check them out. Let me know what you think of Jurassic Park in the comments below, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
Deuces.